The following is a presentation of the Big Ten Conference.
Last week, 9 miles from D.C., football fans in College Park embraced a new Washington, Malik Washington, the University of Maryland's true freshman quarterback, ready for an encore under the lights on Big Ten Network. After a very solid week one showing, the Terrapins hit the field to defend home turf, all revved up for a Friday night shell game. Football on the Big Ten Network is presented by Stanley Steamer. Tonight, the Huskies of Northern Illinois University. They bring MAC pride to CQ Stadium, where the Terps are ready to be a rude host. It is great to see you again, alongside a 4-time Super Bowl champion and Penn State All-American Matt Millen. I'm Joe Beninati. We'll team up with Kylan Mills in just a moment. Maryland head coach Mike Locksley was very confident in Malik Washington's abilities on the field. Matt, you met him yesterday off the field. What stood out?
Well, he's kind of an old soul. He's one of those kids that just sit down and he has great confidence. You know, there's an old adage. It's attitude, not aptitude, that determines altitude. And I believe this guy's got attitude in spades.
I see your adage and add another. You never get a second chance to make a first impression. Malik was great last week, and the Big Ten Conference took notice.
I don't think there's any question. And the question is why and how. Because he started off a little bit slow. But what he had is, again, is that attitude. He's one of those kids that likes to learn. He's one of those kids that once you give him something once, you don't have to repeat it. So once he started seeing guys open, the ball came out quicker. He was at the line of scrimmage. He was making calls at the line of scrimmage, freeing guys up. I thought it was outstanding.
He hit pay dirt 3 times last week. First quarter a bit rough, but after that, Washington was pinpoint.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's exactly what you want to see with a young player. A lot of times guys are going to come in, they may start slow, but it's how you end that really makes a difference.
Maryland has playmakers all over the field on defense. And in their opener last week, they had a field day with 6 interceptions.
6 picks. I know, that was outstanding. And there's a lot of reasons for those picks, right? As you can see right there, there was a lot of pressure. I think their front 4 got after him really well. And then I thought there was some times when they took a shot like this, and they just stayed on top of coverage. It's rare that you have a defense that played that discipline, especially in the opener. And I think it's one of the things that they're going to have to do tonight to do the same thing to Northern Illinois. They've got to have disciplined defense so they can make those plays.
Whole bunch of pickpockets out there. Kylan Mills is our sideline reporter this evening. Her first thoughts focused on Malik Washington's personality and leadership qualities.
Joe, thank you. Freshman quarterback Malik Washington has blown away his coaches and teammates with his maturity at just 19 years old. Head coach Michael Locksley told me Washington has this composure and sense of moxie that makes people want to follow him. Offensive tackle Rotrell Perry told me that Washington earned the respect of his teammates by simply putting in the work and not making excuses. He says Washington spends hours with a lineman watching film so he can learn their coverages. Perry tells me a young player with that type of professionalism gives everyone confidence he can deliver come game day, Joe.
And Kylan, they are flying the colors with pride, thanks in part to the way Malik Washington started his Terrapin career. Northern Illinois won the toss. They deferred, so the Terps will get the ball first. Andrew Glass will kick it. Josiah McLaurin is back deep for Maryland. Friday night inside the shell. CQ Stadium roaring as the Terps entertain the Northern Illinois University Huskies. All-time meeting number 4 between these two. McLaurin from the 4. Gets to the outside. There's a flag down, and those were so troublesome last week to Maryland.
It's like we said a week ago, Joe, don't beat yourself. When you become your own, when you become your biggest problem, that's a major problem.
Referee tonight is Matt Richards. sorting things over with a flag down on the opening kickoff.
Holding. Receiving team, number 27. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down, Maryland.
It'll be 1st and 10 from the 10.
There's Thomas Hammock, head coach for Northern Illinois. Both of these teams victorious in their openers. Malik Washington, as we addressed at the top of the telecast, outstanding, the Big Ten freshman of the week. So mature at age 19 years old.
And even with all that maturity, confidence is what has to grow, real confidence.
DeJuan Williams in the backfield, throwing on first down to Octavian Smith. Smith stepping out of bounds as we look through the starters for Maryland.
Tackled by Dante Harrison.
Backs and receivers, Nolan Ray, DeJuan Williams, Iverson Howard will get a lot of time tonight. The big fellas up front becoming more and more cohesive as a unit. On the ground, this is brought ahead, tackle made just at the 17-yard line.
Darrell did a really nice job coming up there from the secondary. Shut that down, sets up 3rd and about 3. A nice play. Read it really quickly and made it and was decisive. That's what you need to be.
Opening drive of the night for the Terps. 3 wideouts in the pattern. 3rd and 3 for Washington. Short drop, quick release, in and out of the hands. It falls incomplete off of DeJuan Williams out of the backfield. Maryland will punt.
Ball was right where it needed to be, too. DeJuan Williams just couldn't get a handle on it. Had he gotten that, caught that ball as he should have, it was a first down. In and out of the hands.
McPherson back deep to punt for Maryland. Diari Rogers dangerous in the return game. McPherson hits a beauty, a spiraling punt. It chases Rogers to the sidelines, and he'll step out of bounds.
Right at the 35.
48 yards on the punt, Matt. Northern Illinois Huskies under the direction of Josh Holst. Holst, the quarterback, 3rd year in the program. Bowl game MVP a season ago. Northern Illinois took down Holy Cross last week by just 2 points. It was not an inspiring effort from Holst, but Quinn Sanders, the offensive coordinator for the Huskies, said, "We have total faith in 15. Javon Wright's in the backfield. Applegate, former Nebraska Cornhusker, in motion. This is Wright launching himself across the 40. Javon Wright, who leads all NCAA rushers across all divisions in total yards and career touchdowns. Trey Reddick there to make the stop.
A really nice job by that offensive line. You know, last week I watched the film and I couldn't believe how poorly they played up front as an offensive line unit, this Northern Illinois team.
From the pistol on 2nd and 4. Give it to Wright. Maryland interior of the defense stiffening there. Gives us a chance to say hello to the starters for Northern Illinois. Backs and receivers. It's Wright who gets the start over Telly Johnson. Keep your eyes out for Diari Rogers. The wide receiver was perfect a week ago. 7 catches on 7 targets. Offensive line knitting together for Quinn Sanders, the offensive coordinator. 3rd down and short.
Trying to clear that box out with those 3 receivers. Now they're bringing 1 back inside. They must like what they have up front in numbers.
Demopoulos in motion. Holst connects with Javon Wright. Gets away from Wingate.
Short.
Stopped shy of the first down yardage.
By about a yard. Maybe 4th and 1. Yeah, he's just going to dump this out in the flat. Try to get it out quick and then let him be able to do what he does. He's a tough kid. Looks like they're going to go for it, Joe.
We had a chance to talk with Javon Wright. He and his mates bringing a confident attitude with them to College Park. Going for it on 4th and 1. Direct snap. We saw that work for a touchdown last week for the Huskies. This time it's good enough for first down yardage.
That's a nice job of that offensive line, especially on the right side. You can see the center bumping up to the middle backer. That's a really well done job. Trey Reddick trying to get outside and couldn't quite get there.
Thomas Hammock saw Chavon Wright score a 2-yard TD run against Holy Cross from that direct snap position. You see his marks with the Huskies.
I like Thomas Hammock. I think that's a good football coach.
So much mutual respect between he and Mike Loxley of Maryland. Holst has a lot of time, breaks down, and Reddick sacks him. Trey Reddick. A loss
There
of
was
6.
nowhere to go, Joe. And he was back there a while, man. He was looking the whole field over us because there's nothing downfield. Everything was covered. Every time you looked for somebody, he looked and it was taken away. Look to the left, looks to the right, goes back to the left, and then finally somebody gets there. That actually was pretty good. Watch the coverage down below. See, they took everything away.
That somebody was Zaire Mathis once more. We had a chance to chat with him yesterday. One of many outstanding freshmen on the Maryland defense. Second and long, not going far. Linebackers Reddick and Wingate and Stewart will be very active tonight for defensive coordinator Ted Monachino. Brings up a 3rd down and long, 3rd and 14.
Trey Reddick is he's just a sophomore, but he is an active player, and he's one of those guys who's very well aware of everything around him.
4 wideouts in the pattern on 3rd and 14, and once again, Terpsville will get loud. Holst changing the play. Backs away from the line of scrimmage. And there is a timeout call. Terps fans had a lot to cheer about last week. So far, just getting started with Northern Illinois. Just past the 5-minute mark in the opening quarter, no score here in College Park. If you're looking for the Northwestern-Western Illinois game, go to big10.org/BTN Game Finder right now. See where you can find the game in your area. Lisa Byington, Brock Farine, Sydney Supley on the call from Evanston tonight. Chavon Wright into plus territory.
Smart.
For Northern Illinois, and he almost broke that one.
That's really smart, Joe. What they did, they went 3 receivers to the top side, 2 receivers down below, and that ends up taking the numbers out of the box. Then you can run it.
13-yard gain. Little hurry up.
That's going to be close. Yep, they're moving the chains, so he gets the first down. I like that. I like what they're doing there. They're playing with numbers. So they're moving 5 of them out of the box. So you're a 6-on-6 on the inside. That's what you want to give yourself at least a chance.
Picking up the tempo. Chavon Wright had a 45-yard run. His first carry with the Huskies last week against Holy Cross.
I thought Holy Cross was pretty tough last week. But they came off the ball well. They ran to the ball. It was a well-coached team.
FCS squad nipped by Northern Illinois 19-17. Holy Cross had the lead in the 4th quarter of that game.
Yeah, I thought they played pretty good football.
This play under review.
And what they're trying to see is if anything touched down to make him down before he scurried forward. Like you're looking for a knee or something, and it didn't happen.
Great body control, the balance off of his hand.
Yep. Nicely done. When they came with a blitz, he ran right between 2 blitzers.
2 first down pickups on this drive for Northern Illinois, both off of 4th and 1 conversions.
I tell you who had a great game a week ago was 29, Sydney Stewart. And he just ran right through a tackle right there. Really well done.
This play still under review. Referee Matt Richards.
Yeah, they're still trying to see if anything touched before he got that yardage. It doesn't appear so. He used his hand really well and then dove forward.
Jaime Ramirez is the replay official here in College Park. The Big
After
Ten
further
Conference
review, the
Replay
ruling of
Center
a
in
first down is
Rosemont.
upheld. First down, Northern Illinois.
He had a really good voice right there. Very professional.
Very much so. Indeed. In the business, we say great pipes. Josh Holtz, the redshirt sophomore from Illinois. Quinn Sanders, his offensive coordinator, said last week lit a fire under him, Matt. He wasn't pleased with his performance. Wants to do much better tonight.
No chance.
On 1st and 10, they stay on the ground. No surprise to Maryland defensive coordinator Ted Monachino. He knows that Thomas Hammock loves to establish the run.
Yeah, well, he also knows that Daniel Wingate is usually going to be in the middle of the pile. You can see Monachino right there, but Wingate had an outstanding game a week ago. He's one of those guys that just controls that defense out there, and usually he's in the middle of all the hassle going on against the offense.
Monachino calls Wingate the center of our universe on defense. 2nd and long. Once again, the interior of the Maryland defense stiffens.
That's just a nice job on the right defensive side. 46 did a nice job. That's Fontes. Just stuffing him at the line of scrimmage. Nowhere to go. Look at that. Nice job of extending his arms. He was able to hold off the tackle and still get in on the tackle. Really well done by Fontes.
Dylan Fontes, the most experienced of the D front for the Terrapins. This is 3rd and 8. Holtz out of the gun. Protection breaking down. Moves well. Gets himself out of bounds. Sidney Stewart, as usual, a force in that backfield, putting pressure on.
Heck, Sidney Stewart should have had him. He had him in the backfield, dead to rights, and I don't know how he got out of it. Sidney Stewart, just a freshman, but what a player. He comes ready to play every single play.
Josiah McLaurin back deep for the Terps. Danny Vukovic will punt. Nose of the football down. Angles towards the end zone. Puts some backspin on it. The officials are going to say touchback.
Yeah, they hit the goal line.
Just about the midway mark of a scoreless opening quarter. Terrapins have the ball when you return on Big Ten Network. Can't miss that full moon as we look at tonight's impact players, sponsored by Auto Owners Insurance. Matt, Maryland with the ball, you want to focus on 2 wideouts.
Yeah, well, you're going to take Dorian Fleming. He's the guy who's the chain mover. Octavian Smith is the guy who's the big play man. And Roy Williams is 6'6", 265 pounds, and that's a good football player. Comes off the ball really well.
Dorian Fleming, the tight end, one of Malik Washington's favorite targets. He slings this one to the sideline, complete.
Right there, Joe, that's something you didn't see just a week ago. He looked downfield first, he had the time, and then he came back and went underneath. That's really good stuff. I mean, you're starting to go from high to low, looking and going through your reads. Watch this. He's looking downfield first, nothing there, comes back and dumps it down underneath. Really well done.
Fleming had 6 catches last week. He makes that one there. Brings up 2nd and short.
Yeah, he's the chain mover. He's the guy who moves the chain, and he's really comfortable throwing the ball to Fleming.
Malik Washington in the pistol. Play action for DeJuan Williams. Into the flat. There's Fleming again. Offensive coordinator Pep Hamilton said we would see a lot of Dorian Fleming featured in the passing game tonight.
Well, I want to show you something. This is huge. I want you to watch the pressure. What pressure you say? Exactly. There's none. That's a big deal again for a freshman quarterback. For him to get to set his feet and have nobody around him, he'll carve this team up.
Isaiah Wright, Michael Hershey, Alou Ba, the interior of that offensive line. Washington will throw again. This is deflected. Nudged aside there, Jacob Finley, the veteran corner, with a defensive stop.
That's a nice coverage by Finley. He's able to jump in that really quick. There's Pep Hamilton, the offensive coordinator. First season here. Pep's been around a long time. That's a That's a seasoned staff that they've been able to put together. Pep is outstanding.
Matt, he said Florida Atlantic sold out to stop the run. That's why they threw it so much last week.
Well, it's about numbers, right? And so this group right now is not. They're not playing the number game up front. Now they're dropping somebody down.
2nd and 10. Here comes pressure from the edge. Malik Washington well protected. Crossing route. Loose is Fleming. Down the sideline. Dorian Fleming on a huge gain. Inside the 25. Terps are in business. Washington and Fleming hook up again, this time for 47.
Nice job by Fleming to break that first tackle, because that was just a chain mover. That was just one of those routes that's just going to be an underneath route, and then you're going to take the tackle. But here, he breaks the tackle, and he's off to the races. Makes another guy miss, and 47 yards later, it's a first down.
They bring in the fullback, DJ Samuels, converted linebacker, 20 in the red. Straight ahead, DeJuan Williams. Williams gets a couple. Quinn Erweiler, who led the Huskies with 10 tackles last week, in there to help out on the stop.
Weiler's pretty active. He believes his eyes. That's rare for a young player. A lot of times what happens, you see it, you're not quite sure about it, and then you make a decision. Not him. He sees it, he hits it.
Erweiler says that's the thing he loves the most about football. He can go after someone and hit him as hard as he can, usually without a penalty. On 2nd and 6, Washington looking in the direction of Ryan Manning, overthrows his intended target.
He had man all the way across the board, so he's going to try to take a shot there.
You ask Pep Hamilton, you ask Mike Locksley about this young man's decision-making. They'll tell you he reads it well already, just at the tender age of 19. He knows where to put that football.
Yeah, and so he's seeing things, like he saw that right away, that it was man coverage, and so he took a shot, which you should.
3rd down and 6, well within range for field goal. Short drop, plenty of time. To the end zone, just over top of his target there. He was looking for Shalik Knox.
And he had Knox. Knox was open, so a little bit better throw there, and you had 6. He overthrew him. But I like the route, and I like the concept. Good protection again. He's getting protection all night long. Just see, he has him by a good 2 or 3 yards. Better throw is 6 points.
Sean O'Hare enters the picture, the place kicker for Maryland. A 36-yard attempt. Ethan Goff is the long snapper. McPherson holds. This kick on the way is powered right through the uprights. A 36-yard field goal for Sean O'Hare. We'll get you back to CQ in just a few moments. Terps out in front. Maryland jumps out in front. Head coach Mike Locksley loved the way the guys pulled together in the first quarter last week. They didn't pull apart, he said. Now we just have to go about cleaning up the controllables tonight against visiting Northern Illinois. Both of these teams with 1-0 marks. You see the record there for Coach Locksley now. 7 seasons as the head coach. 17 different seasons, 3 different stints involved with Terrapin football. Devion Reynolds, who had a kick return touchdown last week, angles out across the 20. Right now, the first 250 fans will get $20 off a Big Ten Plus annual pass. Scan that QR code. Stream nearly 200 Maryland games plus 2,500 more events across the Big Ten this season. Scan the QR code or go to BigTenPlus.com. Make sure you enter FB20 when selecting an annual pass at checkout to take advantage of this offer.
Don't you worry, football fans. Wrestling season is coming up soon.
I like it. Big Ten Plus, one-stop shopping. Javon Wright's in the backfield with Josh Holst. This is Wright, strong one-cut runner, lassoed, brought down to the ground. Wingate made the stop. Tonight's Impact Players are sponsored by Auto Owners Insurance.
I'll tell you what, Zaire Mathis and Sidney Stewart played one heck of a game last week. They were all over the field. And right, you're seeing him already. Tough kid, great balance, good contact balance. There's some pretty good players out there in this field, and they're young players.
Zaire Mathis with sacks in each of his first 2 games in the college ranks. Jalen Poe has made his entry into the game for the Huskies, 28 in the white. They'll stay consistently on the ground. Javon Wright, last man off the pile there is Daniel Owens, who is so good in fall camp for the Terps, 39 in the red.
And they're just running it. They're just running the football at them. They spread them out a little bit, and they just run right at them.
Ted Monachino told us that, right? He says,
yeah.
Coach Hammock believes the run game is just a softening up process.
Right,
they want
exactly.
to tenderize you. Northern Illinois so far 0 for 3 third down conversions. This is 3rd and 2.
Pretty conventional here. So they got another man down.
Reddick jumped in there quickly defensively. This is close.
Ooh, it's either a right foot or a left foot up top. It's a first down. They're just coming off the ball, and they're trying to be physical, and that's exactly what Maryland wanted. Maryland thought they could whip them up front. So Northern Illinois is just going to say, okay, let's see if he can continue to do that.
Javon Wright's teammates say, so does Coach Hammock, that he picks up all those dirty little yards he just did right there to make it 1st and 10. Decibel level rising inside CQ Stadium.
Sitting in the zone.
Little fly sweep. Not much there for Telly Johnson. Jamari Glasker makes the stop. We check in with Mike Hall for a studio update.
Oh, hey, Matt. Northwestern playing against Western Illinois. Their offense dramatically better this week than last. They've got 5 times the points scored all of last week, and it's only the first quarter. 15-0 Cats.
Mike, no doubt about it. They struggled against the green wave of Tulane, did Northwestern last week. 2nd and 10. This is incomplete, intended for Jalen Poe.
Joe, for Northern Illinois, they almost have to play a perfect game. They can't have mistakes. They can't have penalties. They can't have drop passes. They can't have fumbles. You have to have complete passes. So it's a tall order for them because Maryland, let's just be honest, Maryland is a better football team than they are. They have more talent. Doesn't mean you can't beat them.
The Cardinal in black out of the MAC, the Mid-American Conference, their final year in the MAC. Holtz on a keeper, the quarterback. Sprints, finds a blocker, lowers his headgear, and then is covered up. Last man to greet him was Kevin Humes.
Nice job by Humes.
Husky and Humes there to make the stop.
Yeah, so he's just going to get some, he's just got to stay behind his blockers. He cuts back to the inside, and then he loses them. Some good hitting out there on that. Somebody took on, oh, that's a big hit right there on 63.
Punting duties for the Huskies. Spiraling kick driving McLaurin inside his own 10. Josiah McLaurin makes the first man miss. Brought down on the exterior. There to make the tackle was Trey Porter.
Nice job by Porter. If he can get him, he's going to have some room.
Bring you back for the final minute of the opening frame.
Welcome back to CQ Stadium. Maryland up 3 in the first quarter. Freshman quarterback Malik Washington came off the field after the first 2 drives with the same look of focus in his eyes. He went straight to the iPad. His teammates tell me Washington never gets too high and never gets too low. When he made some mistakes early on last week, his teammates say he never got rattled. He just stuck to the game plan and told his teammates to believe. It's that trait that gives a lot of people in this locker room belief that he could be something special, guys.
Without a doubt, Kylan, as Nolan Ray brings his football ahead, Malik would just go about saying, you know, we have to trust our preparation. And it's interesting to see the way the entire Maryland dressing room, that entire team room rallies around him.
Yeah, and he's just finding his way. Don't forget, like we talk about it all the time, but he's just a freshman. He doesn't know this team as well as he's going to know this team even 5 weeks from now. So he's just that kind of guy. Like I said, he's kind of an old soul. He's one of those guys you believe in.
Mike Loxley's squad has a 36-yard field goal from Sean O'Hare and a 3-0 lead late in the opening quarter. Nolan Ray ran into a wall of Husky defenders, and Roy Williams is a guy we'll be talking about quite a bit tonight.
It's a second straight tackle he's made. He's a good player. He's 6'6", about 260. Really got some good length to him. He comes off the ball, knows how to get off blocks. It's a good football player.
As the opening frame is complete, Maryland has the lead. Malik Washington trying to make it 2 for 2 in his young career. We get to quarter 2 in a moment.
Coach, you talked about wanting to get the run game going in this one. How do you do that as this game progresses?
Well, we got to cover people up. You know, last play here, we got a guy unblocked at the point of attack, eyes up, hands tight, running our feet. Fundamental things right now in the run game, but we still got to continue to work and get the run game going.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks.
Always appreciate the thoughts from the head coach in game. Chatting with our sideline reporter, Kylan Mills. Joe Beninati, Matt Millen, shouting out thanks to all the men and women in our technical crew. Malik Washington's pass deflected at the line of scrimmage.
See what they did there, Joe, right before the snap. They jumped everybody inside, and then they filled all the gaps. See how they came up and came up to the line of scrimmage, and then somebody got their hands up at the end to knock that thing down.
Big Alvin Gully.
Mr. Gully.
Maryland 0 for 3 on third down conversions so far. That will send Bryce McPherson out. McPherson averaged 50 yards per boot last week. He thunders this one. Fair catch made near the Northern Illinois 30 by Diari Rogers. A 49-yard boot, flipping the field. Huskies take possession when you return. Matt, when we look at these numbers, you think back to last week, and the Terps turned Florida Atlantic QB Caden Veldkamp into a pinata. So many QB
really
hits.
Players.
1st and 10, Northern Illinois Huskies in the white jerseys. Sprint out for Holtz. Looking downfield then, as he's pressured quickly by Carlton Smith, CJ came a-running.
Holtz was hesitant about making that throw. He had somebody open downfield, but he wasn't quite sure about the throw, so he held on to it. He dragged it right there. He's wide open. He just didn't want to throw it. He had Demopoulos open.
Of the 37 yards the Huskies have gained so far, 35 have come on the ground from Javon Wright, who's in motion. They bring a wide-out screen to Diari Rogers. Rogers brought down at the 35. Keeping an eye on him was Messiah Delhomme. Delhomme had 4 tackles last week.
So Coach Hammond understands that he's not going to have a lot of time in the pocket. So he's been moving his quarterback, as opposed to Maryland has a lot of time in the pocket, so he can just set him down.
Third down, let's call it 6. Just 1 for 5 on the conversion rate so far for Northern Illinois. Holtz to throw up the short drop, connects for first down yardage. He spots his man, Gary Gibbons.
Great throw. That's an outstanding throw, because the coverage was right there, Joe. I mean, it was all over him. And this ball is the only place it could be. Right there. Oh, that's just great coverage. Just made a nice catch.
Just out of the reach of the cornerback, Dante Joyner, who had an interception last week. Quarterback keeper to the outside. Delhomme will usher Holtz to the sideline.
Pick up at 4. We'll take that. They're crashing down inside, and Holtz just pulls it, gets upfield.
Northern Illinois loves to run the football. 40 rushing attempts in 16 of their last 17 games. Staying predominantly on the ground to this point in the early second quarter. Holtz looking deep. Protection breaks down. He's sacked. Nasir Taylor
Taylor is able to get there because there's nowhere to throw the football. The coverage down the field was outstanding. He looked for it, and he had nothing to go to. I was going to try to come down here to inside, and that safety jumps right on top of it, and then here, the other safety is all over it. So there's nowhere to go with the ball.
Loss of 5, the sack for Taylor, who had 5 quarterback hits last weekend, brings up 3rd and long for the Huskies. Holst out of the gun for Javon Wright. Wright brought down. Jalen Husky there to make the stop, the safety for the Terps.
So what you have right there, that's a numbers game. They rushed 3 and dropped 8. When you're dropping 8, there's nowhere to go with the football. So he had to dump it down underneath, let him try to get what he could get. Nice job by that Terrapin defense. Sets up 4th down.
Husky has a seat, doffing his cap. Coach Loxley on the prowl, waiting for this Vukovic punt to Josiah McLaurin. They fake it! It's a fake, but the Terps were ready.
Guess he figures he's gonna okey-doke him right here, and he got okey-doke. Erweiler was right there.
Maryland was so great on 4th down stops last week. This fake punt does not gain.
Nice job.
Welcome back. Some fire in the air and fire on the field here at CQ Stadium. Players are dripping sweat and getting doused with water as they come off the field. It is extremely warm, 79 degrees with nearly 70% humidity. Joe, did you know you had a meteorologist down here on the field as well?
Nicely done. Nicely done. Off the end around, Octavian Smith racing down the sideline. Jasper Beeler keeping tabs on him. An 11-yard gain.
Made possible by Dorian Fleming. Tight end number 9. Keep an eye on him. Does a nice job here. Out in front. Makes a miss. Comes back again. He's able to get downtown, pick up that 1st down.
Night has fallen here in College Park. Lights taking full effect at CQ Stadium. Nolan Ray, he shows from time to time that game-breaking speed.
He is fast. He is fast. You like to get him on the edge, but every now and then you keep him to the inside so if he can't take off and go.
He says, and his coaches say of him, they want him to be a little bit more patient.
Yeah, runner's patience. That's a big deal. It's one of those things, Joe, that's a lot easier said than done.
Maryland has a 36-yard field goal, the only points on the board from O'Hare, driving into Husky territory. Washington out of the gun. The handoff, pick up a 1st down yardage.
A nice job up front. Guys everybody's getting on somebody. Most important part of this is it's assignment blocking, right? So that's all you're looking for. Just carry out your assignment and you give that back a chance.
Ray picking up the 1st down, a gain of 6. 3rd year with the Maryland program, out of the eye. Jitterbugs into that 2nd level. Hensley put a hat on him. Mark Hensley, a defensive tackle for the Huskies.
Pick up 5 yards, or that's a nice pickup. We'll take that. 2nd and 5.
You'll see Mark Preto, Philip Maturowski, Danny Cronin, and Quinn Erweiler. Very active linebackers for the Huskies. Rushing totals just about even to this point. 2nd and 5. One more time. Ray slashing. Picks up the 1st down yardage. Nolan Ray running well. Mohamed Jameh, who was everywhere last week, made the stop. It's a gain of 9.
Yeah, watch. He's just going to follow the lead in front. Look at right behind the guard. Just go get somebody. He just following that big old rear end and let it clear out whatever it can. Nice job there.
Music to the ears of offensive coordinator Pep Hamilton. They want this ground game humming. It has been on this drive.
That was Howerton in front of him.
Play action. Washington stumbles. Fires. Touchdown! Dorian Fleming.
That was a big-time play. That's one of those things that you turn to your neighbor and go, that kid's got it. That was really, really well done. The ball was right on the money.
12-yard TD pass. Second consecutive game that Washington has found Fleming in the end zone.
We were talking about with Fleming. He's the chain mover.
Ethan Goff is the 4th full season primary long snapper for the Terps. Bryce McPherson, the punter, will hold. Sean O'Hare on for the extra point try. That kick on the way up and good. Dorian Fleming already with 4 catches for 70 yards. As advertised, much more involved in the offense. Washington, whoops. And then great composure and throwing skills. Pay dirt for the Terps. Malik pleased. Finger roll. Dorian Fleming there on the sideline was not highly recruited. He said that put a lot of scars on him, and he's taking it out with Maryland, scoring his 2nd touchdown of this young season. Short kickoff here. Delhomme wrestling the Huskies out of bounds. And Matt, this was a thing of beauty for Malik Washington getting out of the pocket.
Yeah, watch right here. And he's wide open, and he slowed down his route because Malik kind of stumbled a little bit in the background right here coming out of it. He's wide open. He should have thrown it right away. Instead, he stays with it, and he just puts some zip on that ball right where it needs to be, and Fleming's in for 6.
That was the capper on a solid drive, a little bit less than 3 minutes worth of work. Hamilton and Malik Washington with Fleming in the end zone. Malik Washington, a solid high school hoopster, too. Usually for Fleming, he's going to be in that 6-7 catch range per game. He was a week ago. Reddick now and the Maryland defense hoping to keep the seal on Northern Illinois.
Yeah, Dante Joyner came from the backside and stayed with it the whole time. Ran that thing down from behind, and that's a nice tackle right at the line of scrimmage. Really well done. Yeah, see him coming. You're going to see him right down here. Just running down. Trey Reddick right there.
From the pistol, no gain on the play, 2nd and 10. Javon Wright greeting Daniel Wingate. Wingate, who had 10 tackles last week and got himself in the end zone for the first time since he said Pee-wee football.
Well, he doesn't play Pee-wee football. That is one talented guy. I really like him on tape, and the reason I like him because when he sees something, he believes his eyes really fast. 6'5", 235 pounds, a good-looking kid.
Terps defense licking its chops right now, showing blitz. 3rd and 9. Holtz out of the gun with good protection over the middle, wide open. First down there for Gary Gibbons.
Nice read by Holtz. So they showed the blitz in the middle, and then they got out of there, and they came from the outside. So he stayed with the middle right away, knowing that that middle backer wasn't going to be able to get there because he turned the other way. Really well done.
Gibbons, who they say runs violent routes, picked up 16 yards there. Then they go back to the ground with Javon Wright. Wright, the transfer from the University of Charleston. Thomas Hammock leaning on that ground game to shorten the time. This first quarter plus now has flown by. We're more than halfway through the second frame.
It's a good job of that offensive line getting on those Maryland defenders and getting out about 5.5, 6 yards.
Holtz, the former walk-on, takes the snap, puts it out in the flat complete. Diari Rogers into Maryland territory.
Nice by Demopoulos. Did a really good job of staying on his block, and he was able to free him up.
Wingate gets the tackle after 10. Make it 11 yards.
Watch number 9. Does a nice job right here, staying on that block and getting him out of the way. And that's able to free him up to pick up that first down. Well done, Demopoulos.
Demopoulos, very detail-oriented in the words of his teammates. 1st and 10, Northern Illinois. Javon Wright straight ahead.
Yeah, he pulled himself for about 4 yards. That's pretty good.
See D.D. Holmes in the game, 56. Bryce Jenkins will not be there, 57 in the red tonight. He's out. He's questionable all week with an injury. Friday night under the lights here in College Park where the Terps on top by 10.
Sidney Stewart back in the game.
Stewart, Loxley says of him and Monachino the same. He can fix things. Quick shovel to right. Wright looking to get back to the inside, and another sharp tackle from Nasir Taylor, who's been a bit of everywhere so far.
So here's one of those cases where you think he doesn't do anything, don't do his job. Watch Sidney Stewart. The only reason that guy cuts back inside is because Stewart took the outside away from him.
Stewart says, I have an insatiable appetite to play. There you see him getting things lined up for this 3rd down and 5.
That's good awareness. I'm a Sidney Stewart fan. I think that kid's really good.
You and thousands of others here in this part of the town. Holtz to throw. Quick pitch to right. And there's Wingate to make the stop and cover up on Javon Wright.
Stayed right on him. That's all you have to do. There's the most important thing in tackling, Joe, is what?
You tell me.
Get him down. I don't care what it looks like. I don't care how it looks. If you get run over, if you make a big hit, it doesn't matter. Just get him on the ground.
Glendon Miller was the last Terp to have a pick 6, as Wingate did in the opener against Florida Atlantic. 4th and 3, Huskies going for it. Holtz sets his feet, drops it underneath. Good look there, and a diving effort for the 1st down for Demopoulos. Maryland stopped 5 of those last week.
That's just smart football right there. So they motion out to the right, and they're going to make it, and he looks that way first, and then you just have you have him come back in, Demopoulos, right over the center and sit down. And then you just dump it right to him. Nice throw, good composure, well done.
Huskies 3 for 4 on 4th down conversions so far this evening. 1st and 10. Straight ahead for Telly Johnson. Johnson, who emerged last year after Ontario Brown was injured. Telly in his 2nd year with the program.
That's a nice pickup. You pick up about 4 yards, almost 5. You'll take that.
For the preseason All-MAC running back. Holtz looking things over on 2nd and 6. Just about 3 minutes left in this opening half. Big Ten Live halftime report coming up. Mike Hall and Howard Griffith are in charge of that.
Motion. Gonna come back.
Ball starts. Offense number 77. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
They get Izzy Ozo, the right tackle.
And trust me on this one. It's easier to say Izzy than his first name.
I figured you'd be very glad he did us a huge favor.
Absolutely.
So now, with time ticking, under 3 minutes to go, Telly Johnson spun around there. Driving in quickly was Jalen Husky. Cam Rice, too. Rice, so rugged, the former high school quarterback. He had top grades for the D-line last week.
And they're running this clock down, and they just want to get on the board here.
Maryland had a field goal of 36 yards in the opening quarter. Dorian Fleming with a 12-yard TD catch here in the 2nd for Malik Washington. A 10-0 lead, and time called. Let's get you back to CQ in just a few moments. The 2-minute timeout. Reddick and the guys in red fired up. Two minutes to go in the half. The light show continuing here at CQ Stadium. Maryland on top by 10. Northern Illinois trying to get on the board before halftime. Javon Wright gets to the outside. Wright spun around and tackled by Messiah Delone.
Really nice call. That's a really nice call. They get their formation to the right side, start that way. Watch this. And then they're going to come back the other way. And that's just really good running. It's just speed. All right, was able to get on his horse and pick up that first down. That's a big first down. Now they've got to get in the end zone. You can take some shots right from here into the end zone.
That was a 12-yard gain for Wright. He remains in the backfield. Holtz sends Rodgers in motion. Javon Wright, right to the heart of the Maryland defense. Not much there whatsoever with Ian Thomas. Very talented, powerful, sudden striker for the Terps at nose tackle.
That's a big man at 6'3" and 330 pounds. And now's the time, Northern Illinois, you want to take a shot. You got to try to take a shot to the end zone. And if you're having problems protecting, then move the pocket a little bit.
Understood. Speaking of promoting, tomorrow the top two teams in the nation, Ohio State and Penn State, in action as part of a huge quadruple header of football, only on the Big Ten Network and the Fox Sports app. That's a historic day. A historic day tomorrow. The first time in Big Ten Network's 19-year history, both the #1 and 2 teams in the nation are on our air in the same day. Look at the Big Ten representation in the AP poll. 14th play of the drive now for Northern Illinois. It's Javon Wright dancing right into the waiting shoulder of Trey Reddick. Reddick put the first hit on, and Wright, though, powerfully keeping those legs driving.
Really nice job of keeping his legs moving. He picked up probably another 4 yards there. It's going to be 3rd and about 4.
Folks, coming up, we need you to stick around for the Big Ten Live halftime report. Mike Hall, Howard Griffith, taking you through the first half highlights here and getting you ready for a very busy Saturday across the Big Ten. That's coming up next on the Big Ten Live halftime report.
It's always fun watching teams get better as the season goes on. That's one of my favorite things about college football. When you watch them early in the season and you see where they're at, and then you track them through the year. Players get better, units get better, coaching gets better. It's fun to watch.
5 Big Ten football games starting at noon tomorrow. Josh Holtz and the Huskies out of the Mid-American Conference, the MAC, trying to get on the board here late to the opening half. Wright's in the backfield. Let's call it 3rd and 6.
Looks like man coverage.
Javon Wright, beautiful move. Gets inside the 5, launching himself near that first down marker. Husky made the touchdown saving tackle.
That's a big time. That is a big time run right here. They spread him out, and right there he made a miss and then hit that second gear. Was able to get down and pick up that. He's tough. He's only 5'8", he's 215 pounds. That's some good running.
Timeout taken. Javon Wright was 2nd in the voting, Matt, for Division II National Player of the Year last year. I had to do a double take. He rushed for 2,000, yes, 2,233 yards in Charleston.
And that kid right there is a next level player. He catches the ball well. He's got excellent vision. He's tough to bring down. Just fun to watch.
So he worked in Quinn Sanders' offense a year ago at Charleston. Says the calls are very similar. The verbiage is a little bit different nowadays in DeKalb. Javon with 18 carries and just about 70 yards unofficially tonight. 1st and goal for the Huskies. Wingate spying right in the backfield. Holtz under center. A quick hitter. Good defensive recognition. Telly Johnson brought down by Husky.
Husky's tough. He's playing Husky.
Husky and Scruggs, Matt, spent so much time together in the film room, the 2 safeties for Maryland.
And you need to. Proper preparation prevents poor performance.
Well said by you each and every week.
That's always true. You can add another P in there. It makes it sound a little bit better.
Terps, a little bit of a fire drill here, getting subs on from the sideline. Timeout for Northern Illinois. Thomas Hammock marching out to speak with his gang. This Terps team so often strong against non-conference rivals. Our Discover coaching profile shows you a few of the momentous wins in non-conference play. Facing a MAC team tonight that's on its way to Mountain West. The Huskies have been a member of the MAC for 38 seasons, 2 different stints in the league, 5 MAC championships. And Coach Loxley knew that Northern Illinois would show itself well tonight. They have done just that. Late in this quarter, late in the half, Big Ten, you can tell, has done so well against the MAC in the last 3 years. This is 2nd and goal. Shovel it out to Chavon Wright. Nothing there.
Nothing there at all.
Wingate quickly in and getting a whole lot of help.
Wingate was the whole key right there. He wasn't letting anybody get outside. He kept it in front of him. A number of guys could have made it, but Wingate turns everything. See that right there? And he's getting pressure from the inside out as well. That's well defended.
A lot of hustle, too, from Zaire Mathis. This running play right up the gut. Time ticking down late in this opening half.
I'm surprised they did not throw the football in the end zone. I know they don't trust their protection against this front because they've been getting some heat.
So now what do you expect, Matt? 6 seconds left, 4th down. This has been a lengthy drive. Northern Illinois draining time off the game clock with a lengthy possession, wanting to make sure they come away with points.
Yeah, you got to get on the board.
Better than 8.5 minutes worth, 18 plays and 75 yards on this trip. Hammock talking it over with his starter, Josh Holst, and then turning things over now to the place kicker, Andrew Glass. Glass was 2 for 2 last week against Holy Cross, good from 20 and 39.
Not an easy angle to hit from.
20-yard field goal attempt. On the way and hammered through the uprights.
Yeah, so that's what they needed to get on the board. They're going to go in here at 10-3, and that's a win right there. You'd have liked to have seen it 10-7.
And they get the football to start the third quarter.
Right. So they go in with some confidence at their back. Good half right there for Northern Illinois.
Coaches said of Josh Holst that his best football is ahead of him. He's settled down, playing well for Thomas Hammock and the Huskies after Northern Illinois claimed a 19-17 win over FCS Holy Cross. And that's not an easy Holy Cross squad. They're always very formidable in the Patriot League, but Northern Illinois has stepped up into Big Ten country and performed well tonight.
I think Hammock's one of those coaches that's wherever he goes, he's going to be successful. He's one of those guys who knows his players. He knows their capabilities. He plays within them. He's an outstanding teacher. I've been really impressed with him.
Manning and Cooper are the upbacks for Maryland. Josiah McLaurin back deep. Glass ready to hit it. Just a squib kick.
Put the right thing to do, and that ends it. Oh, the clock never moved. The clock did. I don't know how that happened.
Referee Matt Richards talking
Please
things
put
over.
1 second on the clock. 1 second, please.
1 second, which means they're going to. Yeah, that should have ended the half.
One final snap for Malik Washington and the Terps.
Which is dangerous, right? They got the tools to be able to throw it. He's got the arm to be able to throw it.
Ball at the Maryland 42.
He's gonna take a knee. I would have taken a shot.
Washington will take the knee, and that's 30 minutes in the books with Maryland out in front, 10-3.
But a little bit at the end of this half gave a little bit of shot of confidence to this Northern Illinois team. They moved the football, they got down, they needed to get on the board somehow, and they did.
Kylan Mills, our sideline reporter, has Mike Loxley.
Coach, NIU gets their first points on the board just before the half. What'd you see from your defense on that drive?
I think the biggest thing for us, we got to get off the field on third down. It's been a tale of third down where offensively we haven't been efficient on our third down opportunities to sustain drives. Defensively, we got to get off the field on third down. We gave them opportunities.
You bring up sustaining drives, about 126 yards of total offense, 10 points on the boards. What's the message to that unit here at the half?
I think this big thing for us is I like the way we finished that second drive, the last drive before the half, with us scoring points and running the football. That's something we wanted to kind of get established. I feel like we're starting to establish the run game. We'll get in here, get the things correct. They got to get better on third down and give us a chance for more plays.
Thanks so much.
Thanks.
Kylan, it's unusual to see Maryland with just 10 points on the board against a non-conference rival. Defense, though, has been up to par. Stick around. Big Ten Live halftime report after the break. You'll hear from Mike Hall and Howard Griffith.
Well, the story of the first game of the year last week for Maryland was defense, and the defense looks pretty good so far once again. A couple guys team up for a sack here in the second quarter with the Terps up 3-0. Later on, it's a 1st and 10, Maryland driving. This is the athletic play from Malik Washington, rolling out, stumbling, gathering himself, finding Dorian Fleming, 12-yard score. 10-3, but as you'd expect in any shell, it's tight in the shell. Mike Hall and Howard Griffith here with you at halftime. 7-point lead. This is not a comfy first 30 minutes for Mike Loxley and company.
Not at all, and I can tell you this right now. Coach Loxley in that locker room is telling them, hey, we keep messing around with Northern Illinois, and things aren't going to end well. Right now, they are totally dominating the time of possession. 21, almost 22 minutes to 8. When you think about Wingate, probably their best defensive player, he already has 11 tackles in the first half. These are all signs that Maryland can't get off the field, as Coach Loxley talked about, and they can't stay on the field offensively. They've got to get going. Otherwise, they're going to find themselves in a world of hurt at the end of this game, because Coach Hammock has done an unbelievable job up in Northern Illinois. They've been here before. They knocked off Notre Dame last year. So they know what they're doing, and they're not afraid to be in the shell, as you say.
Exactly. And there's a few stats that hurt. Like you mentioned, 0 third down conversions from Maryland. They've given up 5 third down conversions and 3 fourth down conversions in just this first half. That is the first of 2 games going on. The other one is available on our different Big Ten Network alternate channel. It's a matchup between Northwestern and Western Illinois, and Cam Porter is coming to play. What a great run. Let him go. Spinning, scooting, 43 yards to the end zone. Cats strike first, 7-0. Remember, this is a Wildcat team that only had 3 points total last week against Tulane. Preston Stone.
All right.
In the end zone. That's actually one of a couple touchdowns, because they just now, as in while we were talking, scored another touchdown, updating the score to 22-0. And very similar in that it's a very different outcome for Northwestern right now than what we saw last week.
Yeah, doing a great job of taking care of the football and really going after and trying to score points. You saw them go for 2. That's how important this game is to them. They want to prove that they can put points on the board.
Maryland looked great week 1, struggling week 2. Northwestern struggled week 1, looking great.
Looking good now.
So far in week 2. We're just getting started here on our halftime show. We're going to look ahead to the upcoming stuff this week because Saturday is a busy day in the Big Ten. Right now you're looking at the only touchdown to the game, the great rollout from Malik Washington. We're in the middle of halftime here on a Friday evening on the Big Ten Network. Back in our Chicago studios. We're already looking ahead to this coming weekend because it's rare you have the #1 and the #2 teams in the country play on the same network in the same day. But that's what we have with Ohio State and Penn State.
Yep.
It's not expected to be maybe the world's tightest games when you think of their opponents, but it's still a great chance to see a lot of talent. Start with Ohio State. What are we looking for?
Woo, this young man right here, who is unbelievable. Reese, to me, is going to be a difference maker the entire year for this Ohio State defense. Couple him with Sonny Styles, and these two might be the best inside linebackers in all of college football. And the reason I say that, Mike, they have so much versatility. They can put their hand in the dirt, they can rush the passer, they can fall back into coverage. They can do it all. So that makes things for Matt Patricia coming up with game plans, not so much this week, but in the coming weeks, he's able to move these chess pieces around all over the field to gain an advantage over their opponents.
It's funny, Caleb Downs and Styles got a lot of preseason hype, but Arvell Reese.
This dude right here is special.
Yeah, for sure. Penn State, the big question with this offense was who are going to be the guys catching the ball from Drew Aller if they're going to make a national title run. Do we learn anything one weekend?
Yeah, I think that they're starting to find those guys that are going to have an opportunity to really impact this offense. And it's going to be a big part of it because we all know the story, the inability of the wide receivers to come up with the big explosive plays. These are some passes. Yes, they're inside. They're in front of the defenders, and they're not all the way down the field. But they are going to continue to make the steps that they need to from an offensive standpoint. They're going to come up with the plays, and I think this is going to be an outstanding receiving crew, and that's really going to help this Penn State offense really go to the next level.
Nice start last week for Aller and the receivers, 84% completion percentage on the day, and that was their first game of a lot of them working with Aller. So you think their biggest test isn't coming till week 5?
Build that confidence, Mike.
Games, build the confidence. Could be an incredible matchup when Penn State and Oregon meet up at the end of the month. Saturday's a busy day. We got those games we talked about, but remember, start it off with us. Big Ten Tailgate will be at Penn State. 10 Eastern, 9 Central Time, 90 minutes of fun with Tyvis and Cameron, and then Big Ten Countdown to Kickoff coming your way. Our halftime is going to continue from Chicago right after this. And a reminder, busy day Saturday. It all starts with tailgate and then kickoff, and then we got a bunch of games. You can watch Penn State. You can watch Minnesota, Ohio State, Nebraska, Purdue, or Washington. So many options for you. Make sure you were with us all day long Saturday. In the same way, you should be with us the rest of this Friday evening. Your second half coming up right after this.
Tonight's Big Impact research takes us to the University of Maryland, where students and faculty in the Public Health Aerobiology Lab are eager to safely meet people with the flu, COVID, and other infectious diseases. You see, the lab is studying how viruses move through the air and how to stop their spread. One way researchers capture and measure virus particles is by asking infected patients to breathe, sing, and speak into a device called the Gesundheit 2 machine. The researchers are also testing methods like ultraviolet light devices to kill germs floating in the air, working to make all indoor spaces safer. At the half, the mighty sound of Maryland pleasing the faithful here at CQ Stadium, as does the scoreboard for the moment, a 10-3 advantage for the hometown Maryland Terrapins. Joe Beninati, Matt Millen flanking the new athletic director here at Maryland, Jim Smith. And Jim, all I know is since you and I met each other in July, it's been one Chamber of Commerce day in terms of weather after another. A beautiful night for football. Since you've been here in July, what's it been like?
Joe, it's been great. I mean, the Maryland community has been so welcoming to me coming in here, and I quickly learned that we have great coaches, we have great staff, we have great faculty. This is a great university. So I'm just thrilled to be here as the athletic director and see how I can make my mark on this program.
Jim's going to be spending a few moments with us as this second half unfolds. Maryland received the opening kickoff. Northern Illinois deferred, so it's the Huskies who get to start things in the third. This kick muffed into the end zone.
Down in
for a touchback. Jim, your background in both college and pro sports, most recently with the Braves in Major League Baseball, a senior VP for business strategy. How's that combined experience really shape your vision for Maryland athletics?
Yeah, Joe, it's really fortunate that I've been in a lot of different places, that I can take a lot of different experiences. I've worked for some incredible visionaries along the journey. And so every place has given me a new idea to bring here to Maryland, and I'm really excited to be able to get started on that.
Well, since you've been on campus, you've been really active. You're meeting the fans, gathering feedback. But for anybody out there watching who hasn't been to a Maryland game, what would you tell them about their experience here at CQ?
Well, gathering feedback is a critical piece of the kind of the DNA that I learned from Arthur Blank, who was about a listen and respond guy, right? You got to listen to the customer and respond quickly to it. And that's what I've heard from the very beginning is, hey, we need to create a great fan experience for everyone when they come to CQ Stadium or Xfinity or any of our other sports as a fan. So we're really focused on the details and how we can enhance our fan experience.
That's the voice of University of Maryland Director of Athletics, Jim Smith. Joe Beninati, Matt Millen. Kylan Mills is our sideline reporter. It's 1st and 15. Northern Illinois in the white jerseys. Holtz gets it to the tight end, Applegate. He's brought down quickly. It's been a busy night for Jalen Husky, Lakai Rowland, and the secondary for the Terps.
That's a nice job there by Jalen Husky. Stay on that thing. He's been tackling well here tonight.
Lakai Rowland also had an interception last week. This is 2nd and 12. Jim, last week, Malik Washington, a spectacular performance for the quarterback, let alone a freshman. So what kind of an impact can he have on the Terrapins program?
Well, I think you learn really quickly that he is very talented, that people are really excited about him. And he's a local kid, right? So when you can combine talent with really energizing the local community, people start to really gravitate. This past week, everybody was talking about Malik in town, and it's really exciting. But remember, we got a pretty good defense. They played really, really hard all day. We got to get off the field here on 3rd down, and if we do, I'm staying for the rest of the quarter.
Well, we're not ones to argue with you. It's 3rd and 9. Right in motion. Holtz to throw. Here comes the pressure. Holtz racing away from Stewart, who tripped him up around the ankles, shy of the 1st down yardage.
So welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. This has been great. How long can I stay?
As long as you like. But I want to ask you one last one, because our time is limited. The interactions you've had with Mike Locksley so far.
Oh, Coach has been great. Coach Locks is, he's such a great representative for Maryland. He knows the DMV. He recruits the DMV exceptionally well. He's got good assistant coaches who are really helping him put our program back on the right track. Remember, we went 3 bowl games in a row, had a bad year, and I think we're going to be right back on track here going forward. So really excited to have Coach Locks.
You have a lot of talented freshmen in this class. It's an outstanding recruiting class.
Thank you. We do, and that's a credit to the coach and his commitment to continuing to recruit and bring young talent here to Maryland.
Program's in good hands with Mike Locksley and the new AD, Jim Smith. Jim, we thank you for the time. We appreciate it.
Guys, thank you very much.
Appreciate it, Jim.
Thanks, Matt.
Seeing you.
Good to see you.
After the punt, Maryland takes over, looking to build on a 10-3 advantage. If you're just tuning in with us, a 36-yard field goal from Sean O'Hare, a 12-yard TD catch for Dorian Fleming. Those are the points for the Terps. Northern Illinois gets a 20-yard field goal from Glass just at the buzzer towards the tail end of the half. Amazingly, Matt, Maryland has only had the football for about 8 minutes as Kylan Mills has more on Northern Illinois.
Yeah, NIU head coach Thomas Hammock told me the key for the Huskies is to throw the ball better. He says they have to get the pass game going in tempo. They were too out of rhythm in that first half. Hammock was really proud, meanwhile, of the defensive effort. He says they just have to keep grinding. Hammock tells me this game is going to come down to who wants it more.
Kylan getting a chance to chat with the Northern Illinois head coach, Thomas Hammock. This is 2nd and 11. Play action. Washington looking for a deep shot. Finds his man out there. That's Shalik Knotts. He made the catch on the sideline.
The nice job of getting that foot down to make sure that catch is good. Kept it in bounds. Nice job again by the offensive line. Gives him lots of time. The ball's right where it has to be, but watch his foot. He drags it really nicely where he's able to hold on to that thing.
A pickup of 16. Washington to throw again. Malik over the middle. Complete. Shalik Knotts.
Not incomplete.
That one dropped. Bounced off the hands of Knotts with Jasper Beeler in the vicinity.
That's his ball. It's a nice delivery. The ball's where it has to be, right in his hands, and he dropped it.
Drops.
What's a freshman can do about that?
Drops plagued Malik and his mates early in the game last week against Florida Atlantic. See the numbers so far for Washington. Just about 90 yards through the air. DeJuan Williams in the backfield. This is 2nd and 10. Malik stepping up to change the play. Michael Hershey, the center for the Terps. Give for DeJuan Williams. Wrapped up quickly by Quinn Erweiler. A sure-handed tackle. There's a flag down.
Erweiler's been playing a pretty darn good game here. He sees things quickly and he reacts really well.
Referee tonight, Matt Richards.
Personal foul. Illegal hands to the face. Defense. 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. Automatic first down.
Let's take a look at this one. Oh, right there. Yeah. Yep. That was
Deshaun Dixon.
Deshaun Dixon, 6'2", 300 pounds. And I understand sometimes, Joe, your hand gets to places that you go, oh, I shouldn't be doing that.
Oops. A homecoming of sorts for Deshaun, who hails from Washington, D.C., about 9 miles away. Out of the pistol, the handoff for DeJuan Williams. Williams carving inside the 20. Williams, the quintessential Big Ten running back. Folks, Big Ten Plus gives you access to more live Big Ten games. Tomorrow, you can see men's soccer. The Terps hosting Pacific. Download the Big Ten Plus app today. We're just about I'd say a Matt Millen 7-iron from Ludwig Field, where the soccer team plays. Handoff for DeJuan Williams. Met immediately. Ty Mills. You love Mills, number 1 in the white, for the way he can fill.
He is tough. He's a safety. He comes down fast. He's another guy who believes what he sees. When he sees it, there's no hesitation. He just comes ahead and pulls the trigger.
Teaming up there, getting around the pack to team up with Jelani Williams and Philip Maturowski, a wild stallion of sorts.
That's all he needed to do.
On 3rd and short, the pickup.
This is a nice job by the offensive line, but really they're not getting much movement. They're not getting much movement at the line of scrimmage.
Rotrell Perry, Isaiah Wright, Michael Hershey, Aluba, Alan Haran, the starters.
They haven't changed. They're the same guys.
Malik says they're the hardest working position group in the building. The offensive lineman. Flex this out for Farouk. Jalil Farouk spun down. Kylan Mills has more on the Terps offensive line.
The big focus for the offensive line coming into this game was improved communication. Left tackle Rotrell Perry told me that communication definitely needed to improve based on the week 1 performance, and it hasn't come easy with 3 new starters. They worked on chemistry all summer, specifically golfing together. Apparently, Michael Hershey was the best one.
4, Washington fires. That's complete. Octavian Smith brought down by Quinn Erweiler.
Erweiler's disappointed. Smith made a nice catch because he put a little mustard on that thing, where he threw it the only place he could catch it. Low and outside, and he was able to bring it down for another first down.
Maryland offensive coordinator Pep Hamilton says of Rotrell Perry, the left tackle, he wants him to be a bully. Wants him to strike hard. DeJuan Williams ran right into the tackler there. Stacked up was Roy Williams, fourth year in Husky colors. Remember, this is a team that beat Notre Dame in South Bend in week 2 last year. The trouble is 16 guys transferred to Power 4 conferences. Williams, Roy that is, could have been one of them. He elected to stay. This is his program now.
He's a big kid. You know, he's 6'6" and 260, and he moves really well. He has great length. He's one of those kids who's a smart football player, always in the right position.
Wearing that captain's C. 2nd and 10, DeJuan Williams in the backfield. Fleming as well, flexes there, the tight end. Rollout for Washington. Malik, no one to throw to. He'll fling it to the end zone. Out of bounds, incomplete.
That's smart. Just throw it out of bounds. Live for another down. He couldn't quite get his shoulders and his hips turned to be able to make a throw, so he just got rid of it.
Jelani Williams was putting on the pressure that time. He takes care of the little things for the Northern Illinois squad. Malik Washington. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, geez, sliding past the coral-clad Kylan Mills.
Yeah, there's Kylan in right in the background right there. Kylan should have kicked him.
Kylan, please don't let him step on that bad toe. Please. Terps taking a timeout here. Just past the 7-minute mark. We'll take it along with them. Football on Big Ten Network, all presented by Stanley Steamer. Football on the Big Ten Network is presented by Stanley Steamer. Game day gets messy. Stanley Steamer brings the clean. Terps opening their 2025 football campaign with 3 straight in front of their home fans. Matt, this is Quinn Erweiler's time. Northern Illinois needs a big stop.
Yeah, if there's a play to be made, he'll make it.
On 3rd and 10, Malik Washington to the end zone. That's too high for Jalil Farouk.
He's going to set up the 4th down, and they'll kick it. Erweiler's one of those guys who's in complete control. He's a captain of the team from Mooseheart, Illinois, transferred from North Dakota. He just has, he believes his eyes. He's a tough kid. He's one of those smart guys. He'll make all the calls on the defense. He's had himself a really good game here tonight.
29-yard field goal try ahead for Sean O'Hare, who had 3 field goals last week, most for a kicker in a Maryland debut since 1996. This kick on the way and good. Maryland improves its lead to 10. Back with more in the 3rd after this. Low-scoring football game to this point, approaching the midway mark of the 3rd quarter. Look at the change in time of possession, Matt. Mike Loxley's squad barely had the football in the first half, but then went on a lengthy drive here in the 3rd to start things.
Yeah, this is a lot closer than I thought it would be.
End over end. Devion Reynolds waiting from the 4. Reynolds, long strider, gets across the 25-yard line. Folks, tomorrow, Big Ten Tailgate, live from Penn State. They were here last weekend. All the pregame festivities in Happy Valley. Then you count down to kickoff, which will bring you to the latest from around the conference right before the action begins. It all starts tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern, 7 Pacific, only on the Big Ten Network and the Fox Sports app.
I think Penn State probably has the best team they've had since Franklin's been up there. I think those 2 running backs are outstanding. Allard is a much improved quarterback. That defense is always tough. That's going to be a good team to watch this year.
First time in Big Ten Network's 19-year history that both the number 1 and number 2 teams in the nation will be on our air in the same day. It's one of 44 games televised this fall on Big Ten Network. 22 non-conference, like the one we're sharing right now. 22 inside of conference play. A pleasure for me to be joined along with Matt Millen in the booth. Kylan Mills is our sideline reporter, shouting out thanks to all the men and women in our hardworking technical crew. Josh Holst out of the gun. Chavon Wright bouncing loose. Wright reversing his field, then diving ahead to pick up some yardage. Fontes was in hot pursuit.
Fontes did a good job of turning him back inside, because if he got outside of Fontes, he was off to the races. You're going to watch Fontes get up and kind of have him turn back inside right here.
Defensive coordinator Ted Monachino said of Fontes, he's definitely earned his role. 3rd and 11, facing Josh Holst.
Looks like they're going man. Now he's backing off. No, they're still in man.
The handoff, hitting the gas. Look out!
Touchdown.
This one's going all the way for Telly Johnson. Untouched. Breaking the tape into the end zone for the Huskies. A 74-yard sprint.
And you can hear the boos. And he got to second level and he was gone. There was nobody going to catch him. How he got through that first part, let's take a look at. Oh, nice block by 64 over the top. And then he's just off to the races. That was really well done there by Tweedy. Aiden Tweedy did a nice job of getting that block, and he took it. And then that's just good speed, and he didn't slow down the whole way. Really well done. Hey, this is a game.
Looks like they're going for 2. Johnson getting the congratulations on the sideline. 2-point conversion attempted here for the Huskies. That's Gibbons in motion. Holt sprints out. Throw is low and it's incomplete. Now looking for Gibbons.
Joe, better throw. That's a 2-point conversion. He threw it behind him, and he knows it. Yeah, this is for the 2-point watch. They're gonna run a pick to the top side, and he just sends them out. Well, he needs to make a better throw at that.
Back with more in a moment. Plenty of fun on a Friday night at CQ Stadium in College Park, Maryland. The Terrapins entertaining the Northern Illinois Huskies out of the MAC. And Northern Illinois, on the strength of a 74-yard touchdown sprint for Telly Johnson, a failed 2-point conversion. Coach Loxley and the Terps, the lead dwindles to 4.
It doesn't make sense why they went for a 2-point conversion.
This one's blasted into the end zone for a touchback over the head of Josiah McLaurin. Matt, let's revisit the 2-point conversion.
Yeah, because it was right there. So they saw that they're in man coverage, right? And you can always tell by when this guy motions, you're going to see another guy come into motion. And so they know that right away. So they're going to pick him right here, and then this guy will come open right away. And it's there. And the quarterback just makes a lousy throw. There was a chance for 2 points. I don't understand why they wanted to do it to get to the three-point mark. Now you're 4, and the field goal doesn't help.
There's the first-year OC, Quinn Sanders, who says of his relationship with QB Josh Holtz, I got to be the pilot of the plane. You have a little turbulence. The plane's fine. Just buckle up. We'll be okay. Despite throws that were just off target last week and that one this week.
Meanwhile, we forget that there's a freshman in Malik Washington on the other side who's playing a pretty darn good football game.
Malik Washington, you couldn't help but be impressed by his composure. Meeting with us yesterday for a good 15, 20 minutes, fielding questions and performing like he's a 4th-year junior.
Yep. Like an old pro.
Nolan Ray getting the lion's share of the carries towards the tail end of the opening half. Stopped by Jelani Williams. This will bring up 3rd and short.
3rd and 1.
Maryland much improved with regard to penalties. Last week 14, tonight just 1 on the opening kickoff. Handoff for Ray. Picks up first down yardage, moving the pile. They'll mark him at the 38.
I'd like to see Ray get out in space. He's got great speed. They've been running him a lot on the inside.
Balls in the 38. Pass it up for a Terrapin. First down.
First and 10, less than 5 minutes to go in the third. Washington under center, Michael Hershey. Changing the play. Deep drop. Gets away from pressure. Fires, looking for Octavian Smith.
Good defense.
That falls incomplete. Matt, how about our All-State good hands moment? Malik Washington to Dorian Fleming.
Yeah, and he saw him, a little oopsie right there, but a perfect bullet, and he threw it into the end zone, and well done job on the throw and a good catch by Fleming.
The transfer from Georgia State, who wanted to be closer to home. Touchdowns in each of his first 2 games as a Terp. Nolan Ray, smacked down by Matt Jarowski. Second career start at linebacker for 17 in the white.
Good job by Matt Jarowski. Nice read, saw it, filled the hole right where he's supposed to be.
He deflected a pass last week that turned out to be an interception for Muhammad Jameh. Northern Illinois just outlasting Holy Cross in that one.
He needs a neck roll.
Third down and 9. Malik Washington bringing Ray back into the backfield with him. Sets to throw. Gets out of there. Nobody open. He'll launch it out of bounds. Incomplete.
So essentially what they're doing is they're cutting the field in half when they roll that way. So they roll that way, and it doesn't matter what's happening on the top side of the field. It's all on this half. And so because of that, you can condense the receivers, and they do that. See that? No, he's going to start to roll back down this way. Now look, that cuts this whole half off.
15-yard penalty.
So everything is right here is more. They have a better job of defending it.
Jelani Moore making his way to the sideline. There was a flag down, and it was Jelani Williams.
Yeah, they're going to get it every time, throwing him out of bounds like that. That's a shame because that was a good defensive effort.
Maryland goes back to the pistol. One of the captains, hands on hips, has a seat on the bench. Give it to Ray, and he has room. Nolan Ray, first down yardage. A season ago, he had 4 runs of better than 25+ yards. Matt, you've mentioned it time after time. He can go.
Yeah, he's got some speed. You saw it right there. Just outran everybody, just couldn't turn the corner.
Jasper Beeler in his first year with Northern Illinois after a couple of seasons at Saginaw Valley. Ray now closing in on 50 yards on the ground.
Beeler can run too.
I formation behind Malik Washington. That was DJ Samuels, the fullback, the converted linebacker. Give Williams and Preto a combination on the tackle.
Yeah, there's some good beef up there in that front. And you got Deshaun Dixon, 6'2", 300 pounds. And he's tough. I mean, he's a squatty body. That's not easy to move him.
On 2nd and 8, tail end of this third quarter, Maryland's lead is 4, 13-9 here at home. Play action. Washington, deep shot, Octavian Smith. He got run over there in the end zone. Keyshawn Lyons is flagged.
The ball was a little underthrown, so he had to try to come back to it.
15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Watch Lyons. He's running with him. So the ball was underthrown, and the receiver had to turn. Lyons just ran into him. I'm not so sure about that one.
Defensive coordinator, another New coordinator in town for the Huskies, Rob Harley. You gave it the proper verdict after that replay look?
Yeah, that was a better look.
2.5 to go in the third. Terps driving. 5th penalty called on the night against the Huskies. Washington will keep this one himself.
You don't see that very often.
Tripped up by Erweiler.
That's when you have a legitimate quarterback who can throw like that and he's still learning. You don't want him to get beat up by running the football.
Washington told us he's spending so much time on his footwork and his dropbacks. There it was a rush up field for the 19-year-old freshman.
He's changing it at the line of scrimmage.
Facing 2nd and 6. Short drop, quick hitter, connecting with Farouk, the transfer from Oklahoma, stopped by Erweiler.
It's a first. That's nice. Just come down in that spot, see the coverage. He changed it at the line of scrimmage. Ball came out really quick, right where he needs to be, right there. Boom.
Maryland going fast here after the gain of 8. Washington just gets away from the tackler. Goes down. Recovered by Northern Illinois. Jelani Williams, who was on the bench for a couple of plays, scolding himself after a penalty call, and now he picks up the opportunistic fumble.
Yeah, so watch, he's going to try to keep himself up with his hand and the ball in it, right there. And because of that, he loses control of it, and it's a fumble.
And it's Northern Illinois football. Have a peek at this quarterback comparison between Josh Holst and Malik Washington. Maryland didn't turn the ball over last week in its win over Florida Atlantic. The first turnover of the night comes this way. And Matt, it was interesting, after Jelani Williams took a foul on Malik Washington, he's the guy who finds the fumble.
Yeah, so there's the no-no. You don't do that when he's out of bounds. And here is Johnny on the spot right here. Ball's on the ground, and Jelani on the spot. He's able to pick it up right there, redeem himself.
Stretching out on the sideline as Holtz is in the gun for the Huskies. Josh Holtz sends it out there for Telly Johnson. He's smacked. 2 defenders waiting. Reddick along with Jamari Glasker.
That's just a nice job of converging on the ball. That was a zone coverage. And they just waited, took away the deep, throw it back underneath, and then they just converted on it. Good break on the ball and well defended.
It was Telly Johnson, the 5-tool running back, who had the 74-yard rushing touchdown, a failed 2-point conversion. It's 13-9 for Maryland as we get set to go to quarter number 4. 4 fingers raised. 15 minutes to go in regulation. Friday night fun in College Park. We'll cheer our way to the finish with you in a moment.
Coach, you told me at the half that this game would come down to heart. How can your team embody that and close this out down the stretch?
We got 15 minutes to play our best football. You know, we wanted to get to a point where, you know, money don't matter right now. It's about who wants it the most. And I love our team. We got to find a way to get a first down right here and find a way to finish.
Thanks so much.
No problem.
Coach Hammock says his team's not afraid to be in the deep end right now. Holst threw that one away. There was lots of pressure around the goal line. The ball came out of the hand of the quarterback. The Terps, who had a safety last weekend against Florida Atlantic, close to another.
He tried to throw it. And you have to find somebody who's in the area. Look, he's gonna, oh, he's down.
Matt, you're cheating. You're looking in the in-stadium scoreboard screen.
Intentional grounding. Offense number 15. Lost it down at the spot of the foul. 2nd down. Correction, 4th down.
It's on the, yeah. And so it's going to be on the half-yard line. And he's going to, his knee goes down. Watch this, before he throws it, right there. See it?
Another sack for Sidney Stewart.
4th and 21.
4th down and 21.
Of course, Sidney Stewart's right there. That freshman, just like I talked about, that kid's legit.
Ted Monachino, the defensive coordinator, says he's got a little Pied Piper in him. His teammates are starting to follow him around now.
That's legit. That's what a leader does.
This punt coming from out of the end zone. Spiraling. Josiah McLaurin didn't field it cleanly first try, then gets tripped up. Still in plus territory for Maryland. 13-9 in favor of Big Ten Maryland here on home turf. We'll bring you back for more in just a few moments. Cranking up the band here in College Park. The second time tonight that Maryland has started a drive in Husky territory. The first time went to the end zone. Malik Washington to Dorian Fleming. Washington climbing the pocket. That sidearm delivery for Ray. He makes the catch, a short gain of 2. Stopped by Philip Maturowski. Kylan Mills with more on Maryland facing adversity.
Yeah, a big focus for the Maryland coaching staff this year was building a sense of togetherness on a roster with 64 new players. Head coach Michael Loxley said he's been reminding the players to have a team-first mentality, but he says we won't know the character of this group until we hit adversity.
Adversity in the form of what is a 4-point lead. If you're just jumping on board with us, Football on Big Ten Network presented by Stanley Steamer. It was a 10-3 advantage for Coach Loxley and friends. It's 13-9 at the moment.
They don't look sharp right now. They just, they lost whatever that was. They need to go back to the underneath throws and get some rhythm. They have no rhythm right now.
Pep Hamilton, the offensive coordinator, hoping to dial up a good play here for Malik Washington on 3rd and 8. Zips it in there. Deflected away from Punch Knox. Dante Harrison, another who hails from nearby Washington, D.C.
That was really good coverage. You stay on your hip, and the ball, and then you just follow that thing. And that ball's there. Get your hand out. Get your top hand, your inside hand up, and knock it down while you keep your other hand on his hip. That's really well done. Really well done.
McPherson to punt. Had a long last week of 62. Diari Rogers back deep. Nose of the football down. Knuckling towards a goal line. Diving effort. Just.
Great effort, though.
With a flag down.
45.
Ricardo Cooper Jr. picking himself up off the deck. Great effort there. Referee tonight, Matt Richards. Talking with the center judge, Matt Gallagher. And umpire Adam McClure.
Holding. Kicking team number 1. The 10-yard penalty will be added to the end of the play. 1st down.
So we need to step aside. We'll do so quickly. Plenty of time remaining in regulation in the 4th. Football on the Big Ten Network is brought to you by Auto Owners Insurance. Simple human sense. The kids are having a great time as we kickstart the weekend inside CQ Stadium in College Park, Maryland. Holtz throwing downfield deep. A shot for Gibbons, batted down. Holtz had completed his last 9 passes in a row prior to that one, Matt.
That's a great job by the free safety of reading his keys. He stayed right on top of that. At
Messiah Delhomme.
Messiah Delhomme, just a freshman out of Newport News. But I'll tell you what, he was dead on his track.
Defensive coordinator Monachino says it's a very bright future for 33 in the red. 2nd and 10. Kelly Johnson not going far. Little to no gain with Reddick looking skyward after another tackle. He and Wingate have been extremely busy in their linebacker roles tonight.
Yeah, they haven't given an inch, and they've been very active, making nice tackles all over the field.
D coordinator Monachino relaying things to Wingate, of whom he says has limitless potential. Holtz gonna get Telly Johnson set. This is 3rd and 9.
They're just gonna rush 4.
Swing it out quickly to Diari Rogers, hoping he can make people miss. He went right into Lakai Rowland.
Lousy call.
The corner put the crunch on.
So their offensive line can't really hold up against that defensive front. So you either have to move the quarterback or you got to get rid of the ball quick outside the flats. But they're just sitting there in that zone. They're just sitting there. And then they're just collapsing on it. Well played by that Maryland defense.
Wingate, Rowland, and Husky having a meeting there. Punt time. Booming kick. Josiah McLaurin inside his own 15. Breaks one tackle, sidesteps another, and brings it out across the 20 for the Terrapins. This evening's power performance brought to you by Stanley Steamer. We will find Daniel Wingate.
It's a nice return by McLaurin.
Wingate.
Daniel Wingate's one of those players that he'll run your defense for it. He won't make mistakes. He'll get other guys in the right position. You call a defense, he knows how to get out of things and put himself into other defenses. He's just a really smart player, and he's instinctive. He's a really good football player.
He's told us he's been working to improve his dropbacks in pass coverage. Does a little bit of everything for the Terrapins, who have the football now. DeJuan Williams with good speed on the edge. Crunch there. Erweiler put the hit on. There's a marker down. Erweiler told us his lateral movement has improved a lot. We've seen it on display tonight.
So has his hitting. He came to play tonight.
Offense. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Repeat first down.
So 1st and 20. Let's take a look. Oh yeah, 89 right there. Yeah, you can see him. And that's Szymanski. And he's holding. You know, I don't get it. I will say this, however. I do know that sometimes you know you're holding and you just, for whatever reason, it's just hard to let go.
Just past the 3-minute mark in the 4th quarter. First down and 20. Screen set up and complete. Cutback move. Still on his feet. Out near the 40. Nimble running there from DeJuan Williams.
DeJuan Williams did a nice job waiting for that block so he can finish it off and get the first. And then he got even more. They went everything to the left and then they dumped it off to the right. Watch him follow 51 right here. Nice job. Let him get the block. Picks up even about 10 yards more.
Gain of 25 with the center, Michael Hershey, getting out there to pave the way. Malik Washington off a deep drop. Fires this one wide open to Farouk inside Northern Illinois territory.
Farouk was aware of his feet, knew where that out of bounds was, so he makes sure he gets 1 foot in bounds, and then that's all you need in college.
Gain of 15. Pep Hamilton will say that Farouk can be Maryland's version of Deebo Samuel of the Washington Commanders nowadays. Malik gets him going to the line of scrimmage. Hands it for DeJuan Williams. Stopped by Mark Hensley. Hensley, they'll say, will work all day from his defensive tackle spot. 3rd year in the program.
11 from the 48.
Huskies heading for the Mountain West next year. They're in the MAC and have been one of the kingpins of that conference for Thomas Hammock. 2nd and 11. Good protection over the middle, off the hands of Farouk. He was twisted around there.
Joe, how many clean drops they've had tonight?
I'd give you 3.
At least.
Yeah. More than that last week for sure.
Yeah, but that's, at this level of college football, that should not happen. This is a perfectly thrown ball. Right in his hands. Sets up 3rd and long.
They intended to move Farouk around, see him in different spots in the formations. Maryland trying to find its offensive identity with personnel groups and such. 3rd down and 11. Washington underneath to Farouk. Farouk hit first there by Ty Mills and then a host of tacklers.
That would be about a 56-yard field goal.
I've seen O'Hare do it in scrimmage work and practice work. His first field goal with the Terps last week was 49.
They're just going to go for it.
They keep the offense on the field here, 4th and 5. The Terps are moving with the wind. It's swirling overhead here at CQ Stadium.
Let's see if they can get a pass rush here. And then let's see what Malik can do.
4th and 5. Huskies rush 4. Washington with plenty of time. Straight shot. There's man Knotts. He'll walk it in. Touchdown, Maryland.
Jasper Beeler, the safety on the spot. Tried to go for the breakup and missed it. And the result is a touchdown.
A 42-yard pitch and catch on 4th and 5.
Nice throw.
A gigantic play to celebrate for the receiving core of the Terrapins. O'Hare on for the point after. Drives it through. Maryland improves its lead on top 20-9. Malik Washington on 4th and 5. Picks the right man, the open man, and it's a cakewalk from there. Time to celebrate at CQ. Terps cooling their heels on the sidelines on top 20-9 after Shalik Knotts picks up his 2nd touchdown catch of this young season. Maryland trying to improve to 2-0. Likewise for Northern Illinois. Knotts, there are so many people, Matt, we're so happy to see his success. Very, very popular player. This is Jalen Poe, who's going to take the fair catch as Matt Millen looks back at the touchdown catch.
Yeah, Jasper Beeler right here is going to just be so sick because he took his eyes off the receiver. That is a cardinal sin. You do not do that. See the receiver, play the receiver. He looked back inside and thought he could make a play, and in doing so, he lost the receiver and the ball. He had a chance to make a play had he stayed on the receiver. The ball was not, it was actually underthrown.
Then the high fives and low fives would begin. Northern Illinois, the Huskies have had 4 possessions this half, Matt. 3 3-and-outs. The other, the 74-yard touchdown run from Telly Johnson, who was just tripped up by Dylan Fontes.
Telly Johnson Jr.
20-9 for Maryland. The Terps get FCS Towson here next week. The Huskies are off. They get the week off. They'll play September 20th in Starkville, Mississippi. Starkville, I should say, against Mississippi State out of the SEC. 2nd and 11. 4th quarter with 8:45 remaining. Holst. That pass off of Demopoulos and out of play. Kylan has more on an injury update.
Starting cornerback Jamari Glasker for Maryland walked off after the last NIU drive with a slight limp. He was wincing in pain. He spent 5 minutes on an exercise bike, went into the injury tent, came back out, went back on the bike, and has not returned on the last couple defensive series for the Terps.
Kylan, that's the transfer from Wake Forest, who may have been Maryland's best defender in all of the fall camp. 3rd down and 11. Applegate in motion. Here comes the blitz on a crossing route. One-handed effort, incomplete. Kelly Johnson was not able to reel that in.
Holst is falling apart here in this 4th quarter. Underthrew, overthrew, and then overthrew.
His numbers from a percentage accuracy standpoint, completion percentage are good, but it's been for a lot of short yardage gain.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay for the short yardage stuff if you can get into a rhythm, but he's in no rhythm.
11 for 16 we have him for just 60 yards tonight. On 4th and a bunch, Vukovic will punt. A knuckler end over end. Not a good punt there. Maryland will start with good field position. Folks, coming up tomorrow, the top 2 teams in the nation. Ohio State, Penn State in action, part of a huge quadruple header of football, only on the Big Ten Network and the Fox Sports app. The headlines for these Big Ten teams, they're headliners as well. Seeing some top teams in action there with Ohio State, Penn State, and Oregon.
Sayan, Allen, and Moore, all outstanding players. Deatron Allen's really fun to watch.
Historic day for the young fans to watch tomorrow. The first time in Big Ten Network's 19-year history that both number 1 and number 2 in the nation on our air on the same day. Looking forward to that. Malik Washington trying to find a friend. He'll fling this one out of bounds. Nobody open there.
Yeah, good coverage all the way around. You look downfield, there's nothing there. Looks to the sideline, there's nothing there. And if you look in the middle of the field, there's somebody down.
It's Jelani Williams.
He's played pretty good today.
The head athletic trainer for the Northern Illinois Huskies is Heath Duncan. Staff out there to tend to the fallen Williams.
Williams is 6'4" and 285 pounds. He gets cut.
As they tend to Williams, we remind you that on Sunday it's a volleyball triple header coming your way. Ohio State hosts Florida. Top-ranked Nebraska clashing with Cal. USC and Creighton get together. Live coverage beginning noon Eastern, 9 Pacific on the Big Ten Network and the Fox Sports app. Hannah Jones and the Buckeyes travel to Oxford, Ohio on Wednesday. Won a 5-setter over Miami as Jelani gets help to the sideline.
He's played a good game. Jelani Williams has been pretty active today.
Number 1 Nebraska volleyball squad, Harper Murray and the Huskers in action right about now with Wright State at Bob Devaney Center in Lincoln. Here in College Park, Maryland, Mike Loxley's squad has powered itself to a 20-9 advantage. Just the 4th all-time meeting between these two schools. No surprise to see Northern Illinois, though, playing a close game on a Friday night. 9 of their last 19 Friday night games decided by 10 or less. Terps have the football. Game clock management right here as we near the midway marker of the 4th. Fleming in motion. Put it out there quickly to Octavian Smith.
Nice.
A nice tackle made by Dante Harrison. He came up limping, however.
Hopefully that's just a cramp. Hopefully. It's a nice thing. Closes on the ball really well.
Defensive coordinator Rob Harley will tell you of Dante Harrison. He takes every play tooth and nail.
3rd and long right about here.
3rd and 6. Coach Harley in from Arkansas State. Worked in the past with Mark D'Antonio and Pat Narduzzi. Washington with time. Open there. Puts the strike on Caleb Webb. Webb dancing down the sideline. Wrapped up and finished off by Keyshawn Lyons.
Yeah, Webb put a little juice on him right there. and was able to pick up about another 10 yards.
Pep Hamilton says Webb's healthy now. He's going to be running a lot more with the ones.
Watch this juke right here. Boom. Stopped him right away and picked up about another 7 or 8 yards.
Terps moving after the 15-yard gain. Malik Washington getting everybody set. He said he's already learned that you have to lead different guys in different ways. Washington, quick pitch, finds the tight end, A.J. Szymanski, stopped by Jasper Beeler. We mentioned the Terps face Towson next week. A.J.'s dad played at Towson.
See, they're getting him back into a rhythm with these underneath throws. It's exactly what you need to do.
And you saw that last week against Florida Atlantic.
Yep. It's all right to take a couple shots down the field, but you got it. Your offense has to be in rhythm.
This is to Farouk with blockers. Farouk inside the 10. First and goal, Maryland.
Nice, easy throws underneath. Easy to make the completions and let your athletes pick up the yardage. Farouk does a really nice job with his run here.
A gain of 20. Maryland looking for insurance now. 5:45, draining the game clock in the fourth. First and goal. Washington zips that one just out of reach. Good coverage on Dorian Fleming.
Nice.
Right there with him was Jacob Finley.
Yeah, Finley's right there. Really good coverage. It's a good throw, too.
Jacob Finley, preseason All-MAC. Says, no, you don't. Not on my watch. Fleming, who had a 12-yard TD catch in the second quarter. Washington's connected on 4 of his last 5. He's 19 for 34 on the day. This is on the ground. Williams through the stiff arm. Gets the nose of the football inside the 5.
Nice job by Finley. Did a real good job of coming up, staying there, and then getting in on the tackle.
Tackled by Mohamed Jameh.
He and Mohamed Jameh really stood out on tape when you watch that Holy Cross game. Northern Illinois 1-0. Same for Maryland. Time's a wasted now in the fourth. Maryland attempting to put a vice grip on this lead.
He's got to throw it in the end zone. Can't throw it short.
Checks the wristband, sees what offensive coordinator Pep Hamilton will choose. It's DeJuan Williams straight ahead. Stacked up inside. Matt Jarowski was there to help.
Jarowski got off the block and made the tackle right away. Sets up 3rd and goal still, or 4th and goal rather, from the 3-yard line.
Maryland keeping its offense on the field.
I'm gonna bury him here.
4th and goal, leading by 11. Farouk in motion. Play action. Washington, they drag the back end. Just incomplete. It's off the hands of Fleming. There were 2 receivers in the area.
I'm not sure he was going to Fleming. Fleming made a great effort to get there.
It looked like he wanted Octavian Smith.
Yeah, who was deep behind him. Yeah, that's exactly who he was throwing it to. Fleming almost came down with the catch.
Maryland turns it over on downs. Just that close to 6 points. Malik, who told us yesterday he's probably closest with both Fleming and Smith. Both guys there, intended targets. And now Northern Illinois has but 4 minutes remaining to rally. Maryland's defense stout against Thomas Hammock's squad. staying on the ground.
That's like a concession. Like, I'm going to try to get the first down. But you're under 4 minutes. Now you're at 3.5 minutes in the game. You've got to do something.
You could hear that in my voice, couldn't you?
No, you held it really. You hit it really well.
Maryland faithful up in arms. 150 yards on the ground for Northern Illinois. 74 in one sprint from Telly Johnson. Javon Wright's in the backfield. It's Maryland's defense looking to tee off now on 3rd and 3. Holst fakes, gets away from pressure, sprints out of bounds. Wingate finished him off. It was Sidney Stewart, who else, with pressure off the edge.
Yeah, got him. Picked up the first.
Linesman marking the football just outside the 13. First down for Northern Illinois. Just 2:45 from the finish line.
The previous play is under further review to determine if the runner made the line to gain for a first down.
Well, they already told him to move because they thought he did. Yeah, it's right there on the 12. A little before that, and that would be short. So it's where the ball is where he went when he went out. And it looked short.
Replay official here at CQ Stadium is Jaime Ramirez.
Well, Jaime's going to see the same thing we're seeing. It looked like he should have gotten to the 13, and that looked like he was on about the 12 and a half.
Former walk-on Josh Holst, 3rd year in the program with the Huskies. Wingate there to say hello on the sideline, right at that first down marker.
Wingate's played himself a really good football game. He always does.
Career high in tackles tonight.
Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah. So he's just one of those guys. Just pretty soon you look up and you go, oh, he's leading the team in tackles again. Just a good football player
After
all the way
further
around.
review, the runner was short of the line to gain at the plus 12-yard line. It'll be 4th down, Northern Illinois.
4th down for the Huskies and less than 3 minutes to go. Maryland had a 10-3 halftime lead.
They have no choice but to go for it here.
It was 13-9 when Telly Johnson broke off that 74-yard TD run. They missed the 2-point conversion. Jalik Knotts with a TD catch in the 4th to secure things for Maryland. Holst is split out.
Yep, they got the running back in there.
Formation where they like Javon Wright to take direct snaps. He powers ahead for the first down yardage.
Nice.
Husky put the hit on. Holtz gets them back to the line of scrimmage and calls the play, knowing that here there is not much time with which to work. 4 wideouts in the pattern. Holtz to throw. Connects with Demopoulos. Terps right there to say hi. That's Braden Lee, who had an interception last week.
Ball should have been thrown outside instead of inside. Outside, he could have gotten out of bounds. Inside, he had to turn back, and then he was tackled.
Matt, we hit the 2-minute timeout. Maryland fans feeling a whole lot better after this touchdown. Washington to Knotts, giving the Terps some breathing room.
Hi there, Mike Hall here. Howard Griffith is right there. He's going to join me in just a little bit. We have got a big show wrapping up this fun Friday with a couple of football games. Both Maryland and Northwestern will have highlights and reaction. It's going to wrap up the whole day and get you ready for everything you need coming up on Saturday, which, by the way, is a very busy day as well. Penn State, Minnesota, Ohio State, Nebraska, Purdue, and Washington all play on our air Saturday, but that's a little bit later on. For now, let's end up with your game.
Josh Holtz, the quarterback for the Northern Illinois Huskies, has the football deep in his own territory in just 2 minutes to play in the 4th. Taking a deep shot here for Demopoulos. It falls incomplete.
Good coverage. Actually, was a nice ball down that sideline. Demopoulos could only get one hand on it. Braden Lee was right on top of that coverage. That's nice. You just force him to the side. Demopoulos was going to have a one-handed grab for that one, but the ball was pretty good throw.
Terps really like Braden Lee. They say his measurables are off the charts. Terrific athlete. He rotates with Dante Joyner, Jamari Glasker, and Lakai Rowland at corner for the guys in red. This is 3rd and 4. Holst hands it off. Maryland stacks it up.
Javon Wright carries.
Cam Rice tackling Javon Wright. Those two had played each other against each other before, in fact, when Rice was a D2 All-American at West Liberty. 4th down and 1, last chance right now for Holst and company. Good protection. Put some air under this for Gibbons, who's fighting for it. No flags, incomplete. Joyner begins the celebration for Maryland. The Terps take over on downs.
Holst had a rough night here tonight. Even there, he didn't look out. He just threw it up.
Coach Hammock venting some frustration. Coming up next, the big show will be wrapping up the night around the conference, getting you set for all of tomorrow's Big Ten football action. We'll be turning things over to Mike and Howard soon. Toss for the new quarterback. Christian Martin's in the game. Iverson Howard brings it ahead. Malik Washington, Matt, once again finished up strongly in terms of completion percentage. Got better as the game went along.
Yeah, he settled down. Not a particularly great game in terms of numbers. 19 out of 35. But there's a couple of throws when he had to make the throws. He was dead on.
At the end, in the last couple of possessions, he went 8 for 12 through the air and helped lead Washington to the insurance TD. Throws a really good ball. He was looking for Jalil Farouk throughout the night. Sharing the wealth, he always tries to find Dorian Fleming.
This was his best throw right here.
That first quarter TD to Fleming, and then this one covering 42 yards to Shalik Knotts. Malik's night is done. Christian Martin has elevated on the depth chart with Justin Martin, the UCLA transfer, injured last week, not available. Though he and Jalen Gilchrist were injured last week, did not play this week. Erweiler, you won't have to rock him to sleep tonight. He has been very, very busy.
Yeah, that's for sure. He'll sleep. He'll be asleep before they get to the plane.
Final 75 seconds of regulation time. Tomorrow, you'll be able to see both numbers 1 and 2 in the nation on our air on Big Ten Network for the first time in the 19-year history of the network that's happened. Ohio State showing off its offense and oh so good in non-conference games. On and on and on. The Buckeyes are 58-0 against non-power conference squads. They get set for Grambling tomorrow. On 3rd and 2, Christian Martin. His pass is incomplete as he was gunning for the 4th-string tight end JT Taggart.
Joe, last week it was penalties. This week it's dropped balls. He dropped a bunch of balls here tonight.
Well, if you're a coach, right, you love to win and you still have these teaching moments, these things that you can focus upon, concentrate upon in the week ahead as the Terps will get set for FCS Towson. Going to try a field goal here. Place kicker O'Hare. Drills this one on the way. And he remains, no, letter perfect, no more. Litter perfect no more. O'Hare with his first collegiate missed kick. "68 seconds away from Malik Washington and friends celebrating another victory here at the Shell. They were looking forward to this Friday night of fun, put on a good show. Malik will tell you he's obsessed with football. In his downtime, he likes to read. He's teaching himself to play guitar. Our game summary plays out like this with the Maryland over 340 total yards of offense.
And a disappointment. I would say they would be look, they're going to be happy that they won. They didn't play an outstanding game.
Holst slides down as we reach 60 seconds to go.
I think Tom Hammock's coaching staff, they're going to be happy with this thing. They're going to get beat, but they played a pretty good football game here.
In the last 15 years, Northern Illinois more wins against Big Ten non-power conference teams than any other squad. Not going to get it done this time around. Trying to be the giant killer, coming to College Park. Wingate and his mates are soon to celebrate. Tough defense, Coach Hammock and the Huskies have faced. Ted Monachino says they want to play with grit, violence, and consistency. Those are the hallmarks for this group. 3rd down and 5. Holst's pass complete on the sideline there. In front of Braden Lee, connecting with Diari Rogers.
Stops the clock, gets out of bounds. A nice catch.
That was LaDon Bryant, I do believe, not Rogers. 0, not 6. As this one winds to its conclusion. An off week for Northern Illinois before they head to play Mississippi State. Pass comes underneath, connecting with Telly Johnson, who's going to finagle his way to midfield. Humes will get credit for the tackle.
And another 1st down and stops the clock. I'd like to see him take a shot here at least with 20 seconds.
Holtz takes the shotgun snap from Roan, elects to keep it, snaking his way into Terp territory, slides down, and it's going to be a timeout called by Northern Illinois, playing this one right to the final bell.
Yeah, you got to throw it into the end zone here, just to see what happens.
Thomas Hammock looking on. We mentioned he and his mates facing an eager Terp defense to prove that last week was just the beginning, and they've been good and strong tonight.
Yeah, they have been, and they should be. You know, this is one of those games, to be honest, to be perfectly frank with you, I thought they'd have been able to move the ball better, and they didn't. And their defense got them out of a lot of stuff. They have some talented freshmen who are playing on this defensive side. And Ted right there, he's got to be pleased with, they're going to try a, they're going to be a, what, 58-yarder, 59-yarder?
Sending in the place kicker, Andrew Glass. Glass made a 57-yarder in the spring game. He hits this one way short.
Yeah.
And we are 6 seconds away from concluding matters.
Score remains the Terrapins 20, Northern Illinois 9.
20-9. As we prepare to turn you over to the big show, delivering highlights, post-game interviews, complete analysis. It's tonight after football on the Big Ten Network and the Fox Sports app. Joe Beninati, Matt Millen up in the booth, Kylan Mills on the sideline, watching Mike Loxley's squad take down Northern Illinois tonight.
Yeah, so they'll go to 2-0.
With an FCS matchup with Towson to come. The Towson Tigers, who reside not far away in Maryland, about 45 miles from here. Malik Washington, Mike Loxley and the Terps, congratulating Thomas Hammock and the Huskies on a hard-fought game Maryland secures the victory, 20-9.
It's always good to win, even if you don't play your best football. In fact, that's encouraging.
Let's send it down to Kylan Mills. She has the victorious head coach standing nearby.
Coach, your theme for this year is to elevate. In what areas did your team elevate tonight?
Well, we cleaned up the penalties. You know, we went from 16 a week ago, I think, to 3, and 2 of them ended up on special teams. Obviously, we had the turnover, the first one of the year. That's something we could get corrected, but really like it was a hard-fought game. It wasn't easy. We knew that Northern Illinois is a good team. Credit to Thomas Hammock and that team. They're a good little ball club, and we got better today. We got better. We found a way to win.
Quarterback Malik Washington finishes with more than 250 pass yards for the second straight week. How would you evaluate his performance?
You know, we got to still help him. Way too many drops in the passing game. The run game, I thought we got going, and then we get in the red zone and we kind of abandon it. We got to be able to run the football better, take some pressure off of him. He continues to make really good decisions with the football for the most part. We'll be able to get this stuff cleaned up and get ready for Towson.
Thanks so much, Coach. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Kylan, we appreciate it. Terps celebrating with the mighty sound of Maryland. Malik Washington and friends with the victory tonight over Northern Illinois. For Matt Millen, for Kylan Mills, for all the men and women in our technical crew, Joe Beninati thanking you for your time. Maryland improves to 2-0. We're getting you set for the big show. Sending you right now to join up in Chicago with Mike Hall and Howard Griffith.